Hello and good evening. I'm Mohanapriya. Welcome to News on 2. Police have obtained a 4-day remand order against 7 men, including a bus driver, to assist in investigations over a fight in the Gambang Rest and Recreational Area in Pahang, which went viral on social media since yesterday. Kuantan District Police Chief ACP Muhammad Nur Yusuf Ali said the suspects, aged between 32 and 44, were detained separately from yesterday evening to early this morning around Kuantan and Maran. ACP Muhammad Noor said the suspects were remanded to facilitate investigations under Section 147 of the Penal Code for rioting, which provides a maximum jail term of 2 years or fine or both upon conviction. He said 5 suspects were arrested at 8:30 p.m. yesterday while presenting themselves to the Maran District Police Headquarters. Another was arrested at 9 p.m. yesterday in front of a convenience store in Indrapura in Kuantan, who was later found to be positive for drugs. He said that the last arrest involved the 32-year-old bus driver at Kuantan IPD at 1:15 a.m. this morning. Yesterday, a 1-minute and 48-second video went viral on social media showing a brawl at the eastbound Gambang R&R at 1:30 a.m. 24th December, allegedly due to dissatisfaction over a certain matter. The 9 hikers believed to be lost at Bukit Bendera in Pulau Pinang have been found by the Fire and Rescue Department team at around 1:10 a.m. this morning. Payatrubong Fire and Rescue Chief Muzamil Mohamed Saleh said all the hikers, 7 men and 2 women, were brought down safely around 5:20 a.m. Muzamil said the department earlier received an emergency call from one of the 9 persons at 7:27 p.m. yesterday, saying they were lost in the Bukit Bendera area. 2 vehicles from the Bagan Jermal and Payatrubong fire stations were then sent to the foot of Bukit Bendera for the search and rescue mission. He also said that the department has been able to communicate with the victim, who made the emergency call by telephone, and informed them that they were probably in the area of 1 Gate 7 of Bukit Bendera. He added the search and rescue efforts were jointly conducted with the Bukit Bendera Emergency Response Team. 3 in a family were killed while another seriously injured when the car that they were travelling in collided with an express bus at kilometre 140 Jalan Kuantan, Johor Bahru in Rompin yesterday. Rompin District Police Chief DSP Azli Muhammad Noor said in the incident at 11:50 p.m, 2 of the victims, Rosli Mat Daud, 38, and his mother, Rakia Ahmad, 64, died on the spot. Rakia's grandson, Aidil Ashraf Rizwan, 5, was pronounced dead at the Rompin Hospital emergency ward. DSP Azli said that the father of Aidil Ashraf, Rizwan Mat Daud, 34, who was also the driver of the Proton Saga, was seriously injured and rushed to the Tengku Ampuan Afsan Hospital. The victims were believed to be on their way to Johor Bahru when their car veered into the oncoming lane before it collided with the express bus carrying 49 passengers to Kuantan. The impact caused the car to skid and land in a ditch on the left shoulder of the road. According to DSP Azli, the bus driver and passengers were not injured. He added that an investigation was conducted under Section 41, Subsection 1 of the Road Transport Act 1987. The first phase of the 2019 cost of living and payment will be made on 28th January next year. Finance Minister Lim Guan Eng said for the first payment, the government will refer to an old database that has not yet been updated for the payment during the first phase. In a statement released today, Lim said using the old database means that there is a big possibility that some of the recipients are actually ineligible for the aid, but that this must be done in order to facilitate payment before February next year. The payment is expected to benefit some 4.1 million households, with each household to receive 300 ringgit. He also said that after the database has been updated, the remaining cost of living payments will be channeled into the second and third phase using the new procedure as announced in Budget 2019. The Finance Minister further noted that the data updating process will take place for the second and third phases in line with improving the overall aid program, which will enable it to be more targeted based on household size. The new method and payment criteria will be announced in the near future. The full post-mortem report into the actual cause of fireman Mohammad Adib Mohammad Qasim's death is expected to be ready in 1 month. Deputy Health Minister Dr. Lee Boon Chye said the time period was required if pathologists felt the need to conduct a blood test, adding that the procedure would normally take about a month to obtain the result.
Usually they need some blood test. The blood test takes about a month. What I'm trying to say is this report takes months. Even in America, takes months.
The Deputy Health Minister said this after attending a Gotong Royong program in Kampung Rapat Jaya Tambahan in Ipoh, Perak. Mohammad Adib, 24, a member of the Emergency Service Unit from Subang Jaya Station in Selangor, was seriously injured after he was attacked by a mob at the Sri Mahamariman Temple in USG 25, Subang Jaya, on 27th November. He died at the National Heart Institute on 17th December. The Perak Education Department today presented a contribution of 5,500 ringgit each under the Malaysian School Students Takaful scheme to the families of 4 students who perished in a fire at a shop house in Ipoh on 11th December 2018. Its Deputy Director, Muhammad Rosli Ahmad, said the scheme had been implemented by the Education Ministry since 1995.
Jumlahnya pada sumbangan yang kita berikan pada hari ini adalah sebanyak 22,000. Kita harap dengan sumbangan tersebut akan dapat membantulah meringankan rasa beban yang ditanggung oleh keluarga.
Mohammad Rosli said this after attending the aid presentation ceremony to the families of the victims at Puncak Jelapang, Ipoh, Perak today. 6 people died when a shop house caught fire at Jalan Puncak Jelapang 3, Puncak Jelapang Maju, Ipoh. 5 of the victims were between the ages of 15 and 19, while the 6th victim was the owner of the premise, aged 40. The Health Ministry will stick to the decision to ban smoking at restaurants from 1st of January, despite opposition from eatery owners. Deputy Health Minister Dr. Lee Boon Chye said, should there be a problem, the ministry is always open to hold a dialogue with any party to solve it. It was reported recently that more than 20,000 eatery owners belonging to the Malaysia-Singapore Coffee Shop Proprietors General Association, Malaysian Muslim Restaurant Owners Association and Malaysian Indian Restaurant Owners Association were against the ministry's move to ban smoking in food premises. Dr. Lee said there would be no U-turn on the ban because smoking not only harmed smokers but also produced second-hand smoke, which harmed non-smokers. He added that the ministry also noticed that there has been an increase in the number of younger smokers and the trend is worrying. He said the ministry is viewing the problem seriously. In early September, Dr. Lee said anyone caught breaching the smoking ban would face a fine of 10,000 ringgit, while eateries that failed to enforce the law would be slapped with a fine of 2,500 ringgit. The Kedah Education and Human Resources Ministry will monitor the price of black shoes purchased for the 2019 school session following grouses made by parents that these shoes are being sold at a high price at several shops. Its chairman, Dr. Salmi, stated that the irresponsible act of these traders are burdening families with school-going children.
Sebab kita mendengar rungutan daripada ibu bapa yang menyatakan bahawa harganya melambung tinggi sehingga RM40 lebih, jadi menyebabkan para waris tidak mampu nak membelinya, kan. Jadi saya mengharapkan supaya janganlah dinaikkan harga itu sampai membebankan ibu bapa kita.
Dr. Salmi said this after attending the school bags presentation ceremony to the Kedah Education Department in Alor today. A total of 2,000 school bags were donated by one of the supermarkets in Alor in collaboration with the Menteri Besar Kedah Incorporated, MBI Kedah. The curfew in the waters of 7 districts in the Eastern Sabah Security Zone, or S Zone, which was to end at 6 p.m. yesterday, has been extended to 11th January 2019. Sabah Police Commissioner Dato' Omar Mama, in a statement, said the curfew covered the waters of Tawau, Sempurna, Kunak, Lahad Datu, Kinabatangan, Sandakan and Beluran. With the extension, those living in the affected areas should remain indoors, while outsiders would not be allowed to enter the waters between 6 p.m. and 6 a.m. during the period. Dato' Omar also said the curfew was extended to ensure the waters would not be invaded by terrorists who could threaten the security of international researchers conducting research, as well as tourists on the resort islands. It is also to ensure the safety and well-being of Sabahans in the S zone. The curfew would also facilitate the enforcement and monitoring of boat movements, while the presence of security vessels would create a sense of security for chalet operators and fishermen around the area. The Broadcasting Department has denied allegations made by certain quarters that Radio Television Malaysia, RTM, will be reducing the broadcast of religious programs on its channels next year. In a statement, the department also stressed that the airing of existing religious programs on RTM will continue as they have attracted encouraging response from viewers. According to the statement, RTM had also never prohibited its female news presenters and program hosts from wearing the hijab. The department also expressed regret over the actions of certain irresponsible parties who had been spreading the false news. The statement was issued following several reports on social media claiming that the broadcasting of religious programs on RTM will be scaled down by 20% beginning next year. Kedah Football Association KFA has decided not to continue using the service of its import player, Liridon Krasniki, to give new faces a chance to play for the Red Eagle season next season. KFA Honorary Secretary Mohammad Asmirul Anwar Aris said the decision was final because apart from reducing expenses, it is also to enable the team to showcase local players whose caliber and capacity were at par with import players. Prior to this, Liridon had been touted by the Football Association of Malaysia as the next naturalised player for the national football team, following the footsteps of Mohamadu Sumare. However, as Liridon's contract would not be renewed by the KFA, he might not get the chance to play with Harimau Malaya. Mohammad Asmirul said Liridon is now free to sign for any other football associations, which would then enable him to play with the national team. On another matter, he said the amount of compensation due to KFA should any team want to sign its young star, Akia Rashid, would be finalised at a meeting between KFA and FAM today. KFA was reportedly dissatisfied with FAM's decision that it would receive a compensation of only 75,000 ringgit and considered the matter as an unfinished business. Meanwhile, Akia Rashid has been advised to make the right decision regarding his future, as rumours have surfaced that the talented young footballer is close to joining Perlis FA for the FAM League next season. Perlis assistant coach Dato' Richard Scully said the club has yet to receive any confirmation on the player joining the club, as mentioned on social media.
Saya percaya Akia membuat satu keputusan yang baik untuk masa depan beliau sendiri, kerana pemain ini pemain muda mempunyai masa depan yang besar, dan sekiranya beliau berhajat untuk ke JDT atau sebagainya, teruskan. Itu adalah satu aset untuk negara.
Dato' Richard's comments were in line with the view of former national player Sarbagat Singh, who commented that Perlis would not be a suitable destination for a player like Akia, who needs to play at a higher level to improve and establish himself as one of the country's rising stars. The Perlis assistant coach, however, admitted that the final decision is up to Akia and no one can interfere in the decision-making. Still on the local football scene, former PKNS FC defender Zach Anderson will be plying his trade with Perak for the coming Malaysia Super League season. This was confirmed by Perak team manager Dato' Adli Shah Ahmad Shah after the Australian-born player signed a one-year contract with the Perak Football Association. Dato' Adli hoped that the signing of the 27-year-old will bolster Perak's defence after it was identified that defence was one of the main weaknesses of the Elephants. Commenting on the vacant quota for another import player, Dato' Adli said PAFA will not rush into filling in the slot without carefully scrutinising the capabilities of a player and whether the player is suitable to blend in with the team's tactics. He also refuted rumours that Perak was about to sign Singapore national player Faris Ramli to fill in the ASEAN player quota, and also unverified reports that many players wanted to leave the team for better pay. He, however, confirmed that goalkeeper Mohammad Hafizul Hakim will sign on with the team for at least another season. Believing in his capabilities, badminton's world number one Kento Momota says he aims to be the first Japanese Olympic champion in the men's singles event. The 24-year-old Momota, who is currently in Malaysia representing the Ampang Jaya BC in the SS Purple League, says his mission for next season is to win as many tournaments as possible to maintain his world number one status ahead of the Olympics. The reigning world champion believes he will have a shot at it in Tokyo in 2020, although he does not want to take things for granted as he feels his rivals are fast catching on him.
そこはもちろん、目指していますし、でも2019年、の成績によって、なんていうんですかね、金メダル争いに入れるかどうかわからないので、まずはオリンピックよりも2019年頑張りたいと思います。
Momota missed the 2016 Rio Olympics when he was slapped with a one-year suspension by Japan Badminton Association for illegal gambling. And that concludes this evening's news on 2. In our top story today, first phase of cost of living aid for 4.1 million households to be paid on 28th January. Join us again at 12:30 tomorrow afternoon for more updates. Till then, I'm Mohana Priya. Thanks for watching.